So I get the fun part of the job today. I get to talk about what these robots are doing today in real time in our offices. So the story begins 4 years ago when Salesforce acquired Slack. It was a significant moment for us as a company. And with that acquisition came an interesting asset. Slack was using robots provided by Cobalt AI to conduct security and facility support functions in their offices. So the unique opportunity was presented to us to redeploy these robots in our own Salesforce spaces. I have to be honest with you, I was not a fan of this. The idea of using a robot instead of a human to conduct security functions, it did not sit right with me. It took a significant shift in mindset on my part to finally understand and come to the realization that it wasn't about replacing, it was about augmentation. Now we view robots as a very powerful tool to augment our human guarding programs. So we redeployed these robots in several of our Salesforce spaces, and we got really great feedback. Some initial success results came through, and our teams quickly realized this is a value add. But we hit a wall. And we couldn't necessarily prove an ROI. The robots were operating somewhat autonomously and not connected directly to all of our systems and networks. We knew that to truly show value in terms of operationalization and function, we had to connect not only the robots, but the software backend to our native security systems. And that's where Slack and Agentforce comes into play. Now, the other item that we were dealing with was a high volume of alarms. So let me give you an example. We at Salesforce, we operate globally. We have over 100 offices. And like many other major corporations, we have a security operations center that monitors 24/7 all the threats that might be out there against our enterprise, whether it be people, places, assets, those types of things. Now, one of the things that they deal with on a regular basis is alarms that are generating from inside of our building. And many times these are happening because a door is stuck open or somebody's holding a door open. Believe it or not, our security team responds to and has to resolve over 1 million of these alarms a year. Now, when you look at resolution time, the average across the board globally for our team was about 7 minutes to resolve one of these alarms. Now, that might seem like a long time, but compared to industry standards, that's actually pretty good. And a wise person once told me, you don't have to be bad to be better. So we wanted to challenge that 7-minute response time. The truth is, one alarm triggered many, many different manual workflows. And it wasn't for a lack of effort that we were getting these slower than optimal resolution times. It was manual workflows. So for example, one alarm required an operator sitting behind a workstation to one, identify the alarm, see it, acknowledge it, pull up another system, review video, see what happens, see if there's actually a threat, then potentially get on a radio, find a guard, dispatch that guard to that location, all the while having to update our tickets in Service Cloud and our case notes. Million alarms, you can see how this all adds up and creates a huge bottleneck. What it also does is create repetitive tasks, not only for the operators watching the screens, but the guards on the ground. And what ended up happening is that our guards became expensive door checkers, showing up to these dispatches, knowing what the outcome is going to be more often than not, and they're not using all of their best what they're trained to do, which is interacting with employees, responding to critical incidents, those type of things. The third issue was that the data was disconnected, right? All the information was living inside of the robot, right? We couldn't analyze it, we couldn't access it quickly, and we couldn't use it to make better plans for our guarding teams and our operations center. Again, that's where Slack and Agentforce specifically came into play. So, what did the integration do for us? And I'm going to walk you through it and share a little bit more about it. But basically, with this integration, Agentforce is now able to identify an alarm and together with Cobalt, dispatch a robot autonomously, completely on its own. It sends a Slack message to our team saying that there was an alarm, but the robot is on it, don't worry. The robot navigates to the location, attempts to troubleshoot the issue, ultimately mitigating the concern, all the while communicating with employees, because we also packed this robot full with Agentforce voice, right? So now it can speak to people as well. If the issue can't be resolved and the door can't get resecured, the robot lets the security team know that, hey, I'm going to stand post now, and I'm going to wait here and make sure that nobody gains access to our spaces that aren't allowed to. Basically, making sure people are badging in, and I'm going to stay here until I'm relieved of duty, i.e., either another robot comes to replace it or a human guard comes over to take over. This is exactly how a human guard would operate. At the end, once the issue's been resolved, Agentforce updates our case notes, closes the case. This is a full loop, all autonomous, with partnership with our human guard services team. And by the way, this is a live demo of what we're actually doing in the offices today with these robots.
A door is stuck open, a problem that security often encounters. Office Agent, powered by Agentforce, acknowledges the alarm and begins to execute 3 tasks simultaneously. The Office Agent dispatches the robot to the scene. While the robot is en route, the Office Agent sends a notification to the security team in Slack. This notification includes important information like the nature of the issue, priority, location, and any pictures or videos that might be available. And Office Agent also creates a case in Service Cloud, our case management system. The robot arrives on scene to investigate.
Hi there, I'm an office robot here to help with a door issue. Please make sure you badge in. If you're holding the door, can you please close the door?
In this situation, the robot attempts to reset the door by pressing the door closer mechanism.
I'm all done here, thank you.
Once resolved, Office Agent updates the security team in the Slack channel and closes the case.
So again, as I mentioned, what you saw there is actually happening today in our offices. And we went live with this integration last month. I just wanted to share a little bit of the quick results that we've seen just in that short time. So here in our office at Salesforce Tower, it was taking about over 3.5 minutes to mitigate a door issue. We solved that now in half the time using this integration. Prior to this integration, any alarm, 100% of our alarms had to be escalated to a human for review, right? Whether that's an operator behind a desk or a guard showing up in person. After the integration, only 1% of those alarms have had to be escalated to a human. And then what does that mean for savings? We're averaging about 1 hour per week per floor. And if you look at how many floors we operate in Salesforce Tower, that's about 40. So we're about saving 40 hours a week in one building. When you extrapolate that globally, the potential savings there is over 6,000 hours, which is a huge, huge, huge impact. So this is just the beginning of our journey and just one of the use cases that we wanted to share today. Thank you.